Hey guys, so if you have got enlarged pores, acne, scarring, just generally not great skin, keep watching. I too have got rubbishy skin, but I put this picture up the other day on Instagram after doing this makeup look, and I had loads of you asking for a tutorial. In particular, Danielle Garcia, you asked for this, so this is for you. Look guys, I've got awful skin, but just with a few simple techniques over the years and a really good cleansing routine, I've managed to kind of get things under control. So here's how you do it. Step one, before you even think about putting on any makeup, is you need to get a good skincare routine. I've put a link to mine below. I've got combination skin with enlarged pores. I have got like pigmentation, I don't know if you can see, but I'm slightly darker on the sides and then a little bit more red here. And I have got my skincare to an absolute T. And ladies and gents, if you've got enlarged pores, you need to like really deep clean, you need to exfoliate, there's so many things you can do. So have a look at that link below after this video. Also, this is an updated thing since that video. This mitt, I actually bought this because this is for removing fake tan, and it's from that company called Saint-Tropez. And the reason why I got this is because it is the most incredible mitt to use on your face. It's like, you don't even need to use any product. I use this on its own now if I don't want to do a microdermabrasion. And it is just so kind of fine, and you can like put it on your finger, and it just gets rid of any like skin. It smooths everything out. So I definitely recommend that, and I'll put a link to that below as well. Step two. So you've got out of the shower, let's say, or you've cleansed and you've toned and you've done your routine. The first thing is we want to moisturize, and you don't want to use anything that's like too heavy, but then equally, and because I have combination to oily skin, I used to not moisturize, and actually that can make enlarged pores worse, because if you dry it out in the first place and then you put your makeup on, your skin's going to overcompensate and create oil, and those pores are just going to get bigger. So use something like this. This is from Cordially, I think that's how you say it. And the reason why I use this is because it's so lightweight, but it's moisturizing at the same time. And I will just put some of this onto my skin kind of before I apply my makeup. And I'll even put this on areas like my T-zone, which gets really greasy, or can do at least. Once you've put on your moisturiser, the next thing you want to do is invest in a really good primer. I have been using the Smashbox oil-free primer, and actually then I found this by Maybelline, and the two products are exactly the same. Same consistency, they do the same thing, they're probably the same thing. So this is this baby skin product, and this is really good because it's an oil-free matte primer that erases pores, well that's what it claims to do, and it actually does work. So I'll normally just put some of this on my cheeks. Once you've got your primer on, move on to your foundation. And for foundation, the product I use is NARS. You don't have to. Whatever foundation suits you is fine. It's really the technique that I'm going to show you. So I just like to drop a few bits on, and then what I do is I will rub it in initially just to get the coverage right. Once you've got a layer going, you want to buff it in, and this is the key to really smooth skin, but to foundation that lasts all day, even if you have more oily skin. I really find this. And if you want more of a full coverage, you might find that you want to do this a couple of times, because buffing it in does lessen the coverage effect of it. Step three is all about perfecting and adding a contour, and I always do this because it just makes your skin look incredible after. And if you do it the way I'm going to show you, it won't slide off either. It's really going to stay throughout the day. Trust me, I've tested this even in the gym. So the first thing you want to do is start to apply a highlight product. I just use this. This is from MAC. This is their Pro Longwear. And again, I like this because I'm going to assume if you've got any enlarged pores, you might have skin that's slightly more prone to being oily. And if that is the case, this is really good because it doesn't slide off. And then just take a brush to buff everything in. I always use Luxie Lush, and this is a 233, and just really lightly like blend everything in. Now for the contour, the shadowy bit. If you have got this palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills, this is probably the best to use, but so many people can't get it or haven't got it, and it's quite expensive. So I'm going to show you how to do the contour using a regular product that you can get. And you can use any bronzer. I say any bronzer that's not got shimmer in it and that isn't orange toned. You want something that on your skin tone is more of a shadow than a bronze, if that makes sense. For me, this is really good actually. This is from Benefit. This is the Hoola bronzer, and that's it there. Now for the application, the brushes are everything. You need these two brushes. This one you could easily find a dupe for. This one is just my absolute favourite contour brush because it makes it so easy and you can't go wrong with it, and you'll see why when I show you. But again, these are Luxie Lush brushes. This one is a 520 and this one is a 542, and I 1000% recommend that for contour. But what you're going to do is you're going to start by warming up the area, because if you just go straight in with like a cut line, I mean, if you want something really dramatic then fine, go for it, but this is meant to be like an everyday look, so you want to kind of like make it look a bit like that. And what you're going to do is just start on the uppermost part of your cheeks and kind of like above the, you know, cheekbone, and just start by warming that up. And you don't want loads on, and then work it around your temples. And as always, I always say this, I have got a big forehead, which is why I apply it around here to give the illusion of it being smaller. If you've got a small forehead and you want it to look more like bigger or whatever, like do less of this and do more of the highlight in this area here. The highlight, which I'll come on to in a minute. Once you've got a bit of a base, take this brush. This is the Luxie 542, and dip the edge of it. So it's got like two amazing flat edges. Dip the edge of it, the long edge, into your bronzer, and then you want to look for where the underneath of your cheekbone is, and mine's there. And it's so easy because you just draw down and then push up. Try not come in too far, kind of to there. And now on the other side. So you see, I just went down like this and then up. And I'm going to cut out along my jawbone. And then the final thing to do on the contour before we move on is to contour around your nose. So I just use like a concealer brush for this. This is the Luxie 209. And again, using your bronzer, just dip a little bit in the end. And then depends really on your nose how you want to contour. Like, I'm guilty of this as any, but I normally just do what everyone does and just draw two lines down either side. But what I've been doing recently is my nose is quite narrow here but then gets wider here, and I want to give the effect of it being more of a consistent length all the way down. So I start about there, and I kind of draw a triangle on either side, if that makes sense. Kind of like that, you can see. And I'm just cutting like that so it looks all on there. You just want to do a final contour. I use the MAC Prep and Prime pen in Light Boost. If you don't want to have like a really obvious highlight, skip this bit and just do the powder that I'm going to do in a minute. But I like quite a strong highlight. Now, because I have a heart-shaped face, I like to cut underneath my cheekbones with the highlight. Just defines that a bit more. And then I'm going to go down the middle of my nose. And again, I'm putting light there because I have like a crease there. So, and just doing this makes it less obvious. And then just a bit there. This is the product that I finished the whole thing with. This is from YSL. It's from the Touch Eclat range, and it's the Blur Perfector. I'm just going to use like a blender, and you just grab a bit on the end of your sponge. And although it's like greasy, and I'm oily skinned, and I was like, this is never going to work. It really does, because it dries to like a veil powder on your skin. Pretty much just like anywhere that you have enlarged pores that you want to blur out, just dab like really gently, and you don't need a lot of this. And to complete the look, I've used a MAC lip liner in Spice, and I'm using a Gerard Cosmetics lipstick in Rodeo Drive. And that is it, you're done. I hope that you found this helpful. Please let me know how you get on with this, and I would greatly appreciate the thumbs up and a subscribe. Thank you guys, and I'll see you all soon.